Hi, this is Kamera Points in the Bible, day number 85, Ruth chapter 1 through chapter 4. Great points, guys. To me, the book of Ruth shows you how you have these different seasons in life. And there comes a time where your life could change so drastically you may feel that God is against you, but you have to remain faithful because God knows what He's doing. And you're going to be okay. You just have to trust Him, even though it's going to be painful. It shows you characters through other people. So let me just go ahead and start off with Ruth, Naomi's husband. He moved him and their family from Bethlehem in Judah to Moab. There was a great famine. That's why they moved. Fast forward, her husband dies. Her sons are older. They marry Moabite women. 10 years later, Naomi's sons die, leaving just Naomi and her daughter-in-laws. At this point, you can just imagine how alone Naomi felt. Was it a good move to come to Moab? And, why is God against me? She really felt that God was against her. But you can imagine, being human, how she could actually feel at this point in her life. So she heard that God has restored Judah to produce prosperous crops. So she decided to move back to Judah, to Bethlehem. Her daughter-in-laws, they wanted to go with her. And so she told them, you guys are still young. You can still have, a family. You can still marry. Go back to your families. Her daughter-in-law like, no, we're not going to leave you. See, this right here shows me the character of Naomi. Clearly, she was a good person. Clearly, she was loved by her daughters-in-law. So Ruth decided, first the other daughter-in-law, she went ahead, cried. She went ahead and left, went back. Ruth said, I'm not going. I'm not going. Where you go, I go. Your people will be my people. Your God would be my God. She was not leaving Naomi. And that shows so much of Ruth's character as well. She was loyal. She was faithful. She loved Naomi. And Naomi was clearly, she had to be a good person. Okay? So, that says a lot. That says a lot. I mean, it's not always... You hear all the time where you don't have those mother-in-laws and those daughter-in-laws who get along. So that's beautiful, right? So Ruth, she goes with Naomi to Judah, a foreign land that she's never been to. And she starts to work in this foreign place. And she goes to this field and starts to gather the grain. And while she's there, the owner recognized her. This was a field that was owned. I don't even think Ruth knew this. This was owned by Naomi's relative, a wealthy man, right? Respectful man. He notices Ruth and he inquires about her, and he's told that's Naomi's daughter-in-law. And so he had heard about her. So he approaches Ruth and he tells her that she is welcome to pick all that she, that she can, and told her where the safe place was, and she could, where she'll be safe at. And he told her if she's thirsty, she can come drink from their cooler. And when it was time to eat, he invited her over to eat with him until she was full and she had leftovers. He told his men to leave extra droppings for her and to respect her, be kind to her. Isn't that something? Look at God. God is taking care of this loyal woman. God is guiding her footsteps. Isn't that something? And so when she gets back home carrying her full load to give to Naomi, Naomi is surprised about how much she has and asks her about her day. And she learns that it was Boaz's field that Ruth was working in. And she was so pleased and she thanked God for that. And she told Ruth to stay there and she'll be fine. And so Ruth continued to work. And fast forward, Naomi decides that it's time for Ruth to find a husband. But that husband that she had in mind was Boaz. So she gave Ruth instructions. And get this, Ruth followed every instruction. She was so humble to her mother-in-law. She respected her. And she took care of her mother-in-law. And so she went and she did what Naomi told her to do. Boaz recognized her and told her, don't worry about it. He'll take care of everything. Sent her back home with a full load to give to her mother-in-law. By the way, when she had those leftovers, she brought them to Naomi. And so when Ruth came back from that mission, Naomi told her that Boaz was going to take care of her, make sure she's taken care of. And so they had this regulation, rule, protocol that whenever the males die, then the next of kin have rights to the properties. And with their properties, they marry the woman, have a kid with that woman, and that first kid goes to the husband, the widow, her husband's kid, so he gets all the lands. And so Boaz, he was not the next of kin. There was one ahead of him. And so when he went to go redeem or claim her, the redeemer, the true redeemer, the next of kin, he was willing to take the lands, but he was not willing to do the rest of it. So he forfeited and told Boaz he was more than welcome to buy. And so Boaz, he went ahead and took up that responsibility and said that he understood fully, and he claimed the lands and the wife, the widow. He marries Ruth. They have a son, and that son becomes Naomi's grandson. And so this just shows so much how God took care of them, how he blessed them through all of that. But get this, the son happens to be the grandfather of King David. So guys, regardless of what you go through, you have no idea. This life that we have, God gave us this life. He has a plan for our life, and we have to trust him, even if it hurts, some of the things that we go through, because we will go through pain. We have to ask God to heal our pain, help us to go through, and just trust that he knows what's best and what's best for us. And so and mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws, yes, we have to be able to come together and love one another, and we have to ask God for wisdom and patience with one another, and it can happen. It can happen. So there you guys have it. If you have any points that you'd like to add, please place them in the comments area. That's points in the Bible. Day number 85, Ruth chapter 1 through chapter 4. You have a God-filled blessed day.